in coaching, in teaching and whatnot, I know you were mentioning before off air that you have well, probably a Rolodex and an infinite amount of stories to tell when it comes to like the silliness that you would have to endure. What's like a misconception that people like don't really, that when you've talked to people or as like through the years when like people maybe think teaching or coaching kids that young is one way and it's actually this way? What would be something?
Well, one of the things that I used to get a lot is about grades.
Okay.
And do you know that you ruined my child's straight A's with your gym grade? You know, and I would even tell kids, I'm the last guy to put on the grades. And so, you know what? I might ruin your straight A's. I would, or I would say, the Bear fans get A's. Packer fans get B's. I'd say stuff like that to certain kids, and
they freak out.
Right,
they think it's real.
But I'd have parents on the phone. Hey, if they, if they participate and they keep their mouth shut, isn't that an automatic A? And I'm like, no, no, it doesn't work like that. The rope. Remember, you have to climb the rope.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I was terrified of heights. That was a tough one for me to get an A on.
Mr. McNulty's stringent grading system. If you could climb to the top, we gave you an A. If you got halfway up, we gave you a B. And if you could only get one or two knots because you weren't very strong or you were afraid of heights, I'd give you a C.
Yeah.
But if you sat there and go, I ain't doing it. And I remember it was my first year, and I had this 8th grade boy. Got right to the top, and he took one hand off the rope, put it on the beam, let go of the rope, and he was hanging from the beam.
Oh my God.
Okay, and remember what I said about the coach wrist out thing?
Yeah.
And I'm over there going crazy. Get your arms back. Get down here. What are you doing? You're going, and
I would be too. That's fucking scary.
Like, what are you doing? And but again, like I said, I try to make it fan friendly.
Yeah.
And again, I'd always tell people, I don't know what they're getting into junior high.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might imply to the kids that I ruin people's.
But your joke is a joke, right. And it's like you don't know what the rest of their grades look like. So
right.
That's funny.
But again, that was one like if you kept your mouth shut and you participated, you should get an A in gym.
Do they still have people do the rope in gym? Because I don't think a lot of people do it anymore. I feel like it's like schools are like it's a liability and they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, you speak of liability. The one unit that scared me the most was the tumbling.
Oh, okay.
And the deal is, I get these little kids, girls and boys, mostly girls, and they would go to gymnastics.
Yeah.
And they'd come in there and they could do flips and the cartwheels and all this other stuff. And then I'd have other kids who've never had any experience, and then you got to teach them how to do like a somersault.
Oh yeah.
And without them putting all that weight on
snapping their wrist, hurting
on
their neck, yeah.
And that used to always scare me. That unit.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first got out of lacrosse, we used to do something called dive rolls.
Okay, what's a dive roll?
Okay, so if I stood up and just
like you just kind of fell into it and then rolled.
Right, but we would actually get running starts. We would we'd put like a kid or two down and we'd dive over them. And then we'd add a third kid, and we'd go. And like I said, somehow somebody told me, they said, "Hey, there's no way you would beat that liability wise if somebody really got hurt."
Yeah.
So we kind of you learn.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As you go, maybe we better not be doing the dive rolls.
What was up too? I don't know how I'm sure curriculum has probably changed over the years for like what you got to like teach and whatnot. I mean, we were learning. There were some weird questionable units. Honestly, I was confused. Like
in gym,
yeah, I was confused. Like we're learning square dancing, we're learning like keeping score for bowling. I remember that was hilarious because the place in town still doesn't have like electronic things, so that's why we do it.
I would get that one all the time too.
Yeah.
The machine does it for you. We don't have to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
And hey, it's math. Come on. And I used to kids would get 436. No. 300's the max guy.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Who determines that kind of stuff? Is it something, obviously, like, I'm sure you don't have full control over that, where it's like some of it's getting passed down and some of it, you're kind of choosing when.
When I got hired, they threw me in that finance office, and I'm going through everything, and I was by myself at the beginning, and then they added, different lady if I had teachers, or not, I shouldn't say ladies. I guess they were all ladies.
Yeah.
And then Mrs. Rollins. So then you would collaborate with, and
kind of have more of a plan together then.
Yeah, like that. But I mean, in the beginning there, I was there by myself.
Yeah.
And then too, I would basically make my lesson plans. K through 2 ones, 3 through 5 ones, and then 6 through 8. Instead of writing a zillion of them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Again, I remember they came to me too and said, maybe you shouldn't be doing dodgeball.
That's literally what I was just about to ask you.
Yeah, okay. They said, maybe you shouldn't be doing dodgeball. And I'm like, why? And shouldn't have kids as targets. And I go, first of all, I said, everybody loves it. I said, they all participate in it and everything. I go, second of all, we're not using the balls they used when I was growing up. They used
the rubber ones.
Those red playground balls. Yeah. They would leave welts on you. Mm-hmm. I remember in high school, we would use those things.
That's dangerous. Those are grown men and women at that point, basically throwing weapons at each other. If it's in high school.
And we use those little foam things.
Yeah, we used the foam little ones when I was there. So.
But I remember, in one of the high school classes, the coach blew the whistle. All right, everybody, get over here. There's too much swearing going on. So next game, you can swear as much as you want. But after that, no more swearing.
Wow.
It was a different time back then.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I bet that worked. I bet no one swore after that game, at least for a couple of days. I mean, all the kids probably lost their mind. Like, let's just drop as many F-bombs as we can.
Right. But, you talk about the high school gymnastics. We would do stuff like that, the rings and the horse and all that kind of stuff. And I remember we were supposed to be spotting a kid, like you and I are talking, and the kid's up between us, and we're supposed to be, and the kid fell right between us, And,
oh my God!
And what's the first thing we did? Where's such and such? Yeah. Like, care less if the kid's dead or a broken neck. We're over there. Are we gonna get in trouble?
Yeah. I can imagine. I mean, you're liable at that point.
But even they got away from the high schools. Got away from it. They used to have the what do you call it, tramps?
Yeah.
Trampolines. Kids would get hurt on them. Kids would get hurt when they fold them up to put them away if they weren't like connected correctly.
Oh, I'm sure.
They would like spring.
And a lot of it's got to come from, like you were saying with the gymnastics thing, with like, I mean, any sport, it's like you're going to have kids that like, this is what they do. And then you're going to have other kids that it's like, they've never seen a basketball and I got to teach them. And so like, people are going to get hurt when they just don't know what's going on. It's like you try to just show somebody, this is a bike. Yeah. Get on it. Oh, you never seen one? Okay, well, you'll figure it out. Everyone else knows what they're doing, but that's got to be tough.
That reminds me of I had a guy, and he still lives around here. He's a great guy. I even subbed his kids at Randall and everything, and he came out for basketball in 8th grade. It's about the 3rd game of the year, and at halftime he comes over to me. He goes, "Hey, I gave a kid a fake." And I go, "Yeah?" And he goes, "He didn't go for it." And I go, "Well, it must not have been a very good fake." He goes, "Yeah, but you never told me what to do if he didn't go for it." That's exactly what he said. And I thought that was a great.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah. I guess I should have. I should have said something.
But like I said, it was, he was inexperienced, but I remember that.
Yeah, I could definitely, that stuff like that, especially questions from like young kid, like totally just like this innocent question where he's like, I did the fake, and you didn't say that. That's hilarious. I could totally see that. Hey, thanks for watching there, guy. Click right over here if you want to see that episode in its entirety. Or you can click over here and subscribe to the channel. See all the other fun shit we do here. It's really up to you, guy.